Hey everybody, Jessi with the Cincy Lit Sisters for Bookish in the 513. My sister and I thought it would be fun to do a video on our January reads. So for January, I read 9 books and I'd like to share that with you. If you've read any of these books, please leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought of them. And if you haven't read the book, maybe this will be something you add to your list. All right, so to kick it off, Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Oh my God, why did I wait so long to read this book? 5-star read all day long. This is a historical fiction book. This book is based in the 1980s NASA space program. This is when they were first starting to let women into the program. So our main character, Joan, is trying to navigate the career field while also trying to be a great sister and aunt to her niece. It just shows the struggles that some women go through during that time period. Joan is also trying to figure out her sexuality. Just a very good read. And with me being an aunt, like just how Joan steps up with her niece, like when her niece needs her, it's very appreciative. Sorry, let me turn the sound off on my phone. You think that would be something I would have done at the beginning. Highly recommend. 5-star all day long. The next book I read was Murder in the Appalachians by Susan Furlong. So I met Susan a couple years ago at Books by the Banks and got a different book. I think it was like 3 years ago. And she happened to be at Books by the Banks in November, so I picked up this book. This book's really good. Our main character, Emma, is trying to figure out what happened to her twin brother that was a police officer. He was killed in the line of duty. But something just feels off. And Emma's like, I don't think this was just some like weird act like from a pullover and him getting shot. So the more that she starts to uncover, the crazier it gets. So she goes to their family's cabin because her brother left her a voicemail saying he hid something there. She finds a backpack. She doesn't even have time to go through the backpack before someone is chasing her through the woods, trying to shoot her. Like she is dodging bullets. Very suspenseful. Loved it. If you like thriller suspense, definitely read this one. And there's a little romance. Book 3 for all my dark romance lovers. Blackthorn by J.T. Geisinger. If you don't like dark romance, please do not pick this up. But look at these beautiful edges. Yes. So this book, oh my gosh. So just a little blurb. You never forget your first love, especially when he's also your worst nightmare. So our main character, Maven, is headed home for the funeral of her grandmother, and Maven has her young daughter with her. They go to the visitation, everything's fine, but the next morning they get a call from the funeral home. Her grandmother's body, gone, vanished. So Maven is trying to figure out what's going on. She starts to have a lot of like amnesia moments, or like she can't decipher dreams in real life. So it's interesting to see how that comes along. But the house that they're staying in is where Maven grew up, and her aunts are still living there. So the aunts are starting to develop a relationship with her daughter. And of course, it wouldn't be a dark romance without a high school fling coming back into her life. So highly recommend. This is a standalone. The ending, oh my God. Like, those last couple chapters, I'm like, holy moly. So, highly recommend. Oh, I don't think I mentioned 5-star. Definitely gave that a 5-star. My next book, Such Quiet Girls by Noelle Illy. This has been on my list since I think it came out. And I finally found it at one of the bookstore crawls in Indiana in the fall. But this book is about a bus driver and like 13 kids getting hijacked off the bus and kidnapped, and they're being held for ransom. The kidnappers end up putting them in a storage container that is buried underground, and the kids and the bus driver try to like escape. They're trying to figure out the best way to like handle all this. And 2 of the kids, their siblings, the mother is not getting blackmailed, but she's got the ransom note. She has to go get the money. Otherwise, like, she's not going to get the kids back, this and that. So, like, she's trying to navigate that without getting the cops involved, obviously. But this book is loosely based off of a true story. So, just real quick, so you know. So, the Chowchilla kidnapping in 1976, where 3 men hijacked a school bus and abducted 26 children and their bus driver. The oldest was 14, the youngest was only 5 years old. So, I just think it's crazy that something like this did happen. So, it's a very good thriller book. And just the resilience of these young children, like, it really speaks to the heart. 5 stars. The next book, The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. This is actually the second time I've read this book. We read it for book club. Historical fiction, World War II era. This is about the French people and how they were helping the resistance. There's 2 sisters. One is helping, like, protect Jewish children, and the other one is helping get airmen across the mountain back into the safe zone so they can get back up in the planes and come bomb the Germans. So if you like historical fiction, read this. This was the first historical fiction book I ever read, and I've just spiraled into it and love historical fiction now, especially World War II. 5-star all day long. And the next book, also by Kristen Hanna, The Great Alone. I've had this book probably for 2 years, and I finally just read it. Why did I wait this long to read it? So this book is in the 1970s. It's Alaska, the Great Frontier, like pioneers at that point, because it's Alaska. It's the last frontier. So a young girl, I believe she's like 11 or 12. Her name's Lenny. Her and her parents end up moving to Alaska. They ended up getting a cabin. It was willed to them. No running water, no electric. So they have to learn how to hunt, how to grow their own vegetables. Unfortunately, the father is dealing with PTSD. He was a prisoner of war in the Vietnam War. So it's just interesting to see how the mom and daughter navigate his PTSD, what they have to do in order to survive. In order to survive. Great book. It's not just the wildlife you have to worry about. It could be your neighbor. Like, it's just such a good book. Kristen Hanna did a great job. Kristen Hanna is also known for breaking your heart. So if you read any of her books, have the tissues ready. Have them ready. Next is A Woman Down by Colleen Hoover. Unfortunately, this book to me was only a 3-star read. But Colleen Hoover, I bought some of her books probably 4 years ago, and that really helped me get back into reading. She's a romance author, very good author. But yes, I only gave this one 3 stars, but this book did make me want to, like, start writing my own book. Because this is about an author that is going through, like, writer's block, because she had one of her books become a movie and unfortunately faced a lot of backlash from the fans because they ended up writing off a character in the movie. Like, so the fans are questioning that, and then she starts questioning herself as an author. Well, while she's at this cabin, a detective shows up and he helps get her creative juices flowing. So again, it was a good book. I wouldn't say that I would read it again, but I am so glad that I did read it. 3 stars. This next book, I was super excited to come out. Half His Age by Jeanette McCurdy. I did read her memoir last year called I'm Glad My Mom Died. Her memoir is the one and only memoir I've ever read. Hopefully I can find some more to read. But this one's called Half His Age. As you can imagine, she's half his age. Jeanette's just like a very raw, straightforward writer. There's no fluff in this book, which I appreciate with the title of this book and like what it's about. Loved the ending. Chef's kiss, in my opinion. I loved where it went. 4 stars. And book 9, what I ended the month with was Frida McFadden's The Intruder. And I mean, oh, got it upside down. What is she hiding? Like, so this one, a woman is living in a cabin in the middle of the woods, and it goes like back and forth between her life, like present day and the past, like what she grew up with. She unfortunately had an abusive mom. Well, one night there's a storm and a young girl shows up covered in blood, and she's like, what has happened? Well, phone lines go down. They can't leave because the storm's so bad. So she's like trying to keep this girl safe for the night. And some interesting things start to happen. And at that point, the woman's like, who the hell did I just let in my house? Like, so if you know Frida McFadden, she's great with thrillers. So this book, loved it. I gave it a 4-star. Again, like all of the Frida McFadden books, like she always has you guessing. Well, those were my reads for January. If you have read any of these, please comment below. Let me know what you thought of the books. And if you haven't read any of these or only a few of these, maybe you can add a few to your list. And guys, if there's any other content you're wanting to see, comment that below. Let us know what you're wanting to see. We want to be able to help you. That's the whole point in this page. Well, until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.